Hey guys, so today we have a bit of a different setup. We're trying new things, making moves per usual. Yeah. My skin is currently a little bit breaking out because I just shaved, exfoliated, and it's breaking out because I just got back from a work trip and I was gone for a week, and then I literally had my makeup on for 15 hours, and then yeah, my skin did not like that. But anyways, today we're getting into these Farsali drops. I have 3 different ones here. These 2 are the more popular ones. This one I haven't seen until it was sent to me, but we're gonna get into all the details of each one before we actually demo them. But first things first, let's get into details. So this comes with 1 fluid ounce, and this retails, I have my computer right here, it retails for $54, which is more on the pricey side, to be honest with you, especially for something that you are just going to prep your lips with. Or prep your face with, or your lips for everything. I mean, honestly, people use this for everything. Now, I do really like this. When I took it traveling with me, I do feel like it did have some leaking, even though it was sealed very tight, and I do find that with oils just in general. I do really love that it has a lot of gold in it, and it's not kind of like the Givenchy L'Or primer, kind of to compare. Same kind of idea, but this is more of a serum primer. This is actually a real oil. I do like that it does have a good amount of oil in it, so I'm going to do a little close-up for you guys. So it really does have a good amount of gold in it. Now, what I did find with this is that when I layered it on top of my just normal lightweight moisturizers, it did ball up. Even if I put my moisturizer on an hour before, unless I have clean skin, this does kind of ball up on me. So I really do stray away from using this as a moisturizer. Now, some details about this. So on the website it says you can use as daily moisturizer, hydrating lips, mixed with foundation, revive dried creams. It also says that it has linoleic acid, vitamin C, and vitamin A, which is basically retinol. You guys know I live for retinol in my routine. I would not be without a retinol in my skincare routine because it has done so much for my skin. Now, I don't really think that you could rely on this as your retinol personally, but if you guys want something really light with a little bit of vitamin A in it, I would definitely go towards that. Now, the Unicorn Essence is the one that I probably favor most, just because I like that it's a serum, I like that it's lightweight, I like that it's easy to use, and I like that it's cute. Now, this is pink, and it does have some like little shimmers in them. Now, it is like the smallest amount of glow. Like, I can see the glitter, but you might not be able to see it as much on camera. So this is an antioxidant serum plus primer, and I love seeing people do little drop down tears. It's cute. We're gonna do that in a second. So it says daily serum, makeup primer, eyeshadow primer, and enhancing your highlight. And then for my moisturizer, I use this Skin Fix Daily Lotion for Healthy Skin, lightweight hydration with cucumber extract, sunflower, jojoba, and grapeseed oils, paraben free. Now, this is a very fast absorbing moisturizer, and I actually got this in my Generation Beauty bag from Generation Beauty San Francisco. For those of you who I saw there, it's so nice meeting you. And yeah, I'm not gonna ramble on any further, and let's get into application. I'm actually not going to apply this as my moisturizer. I'm gonna use this in different ways just because I don't really want to deal with the balling up, and I know that it's going to happen. So yeah, let me just fix my little setup real quick. So my lotion I did put on about probably like 30-45 minutes ago, and I know I'm supposed to use this before, but I'm actually going to use this after because I feel like it layers just the same since it is a very lightweight serum. So we're going to do the typical, and I'm just going to put some across the forehead. It is a very nice, very watery serum. And when it goes into the skin, I don't experience any stinging or anything like that, which I am prone to because I did just shave and exfoliate, and I do use a medical grade retinol into my skincare, so usually I put water on my face and sometimes it burns, to be honest with you. My skin looks nice and supple, but it doesn't look like I'm wearing a liquid illuminator or anything like that at all, which is great because you don't want it to kind of, you want to be able to use it whether you're trying to go for a glowy look or a matte look, so I like to have something that's nice and just kind of in between. There also is one more, so this is the Volcanic Elixir, and let me get the details on this. So this one is $37, the other 2 are $50. This one says that it's a hydrating moisturizer, ideal for all skin types, great for acne prone skin, nut-based product, ideal for nighttime use, and the scent is strong, natural, earthy aroma. Now, if you guys have tried the Sunday Riley oils, this smells very similar. Like, it smells like earthy, like real earthy, you know, like earthy. If I can open it because my hands are all serumy. Yeah, like it smells like the Artemis oil, and when it comes out, it's green. like a yellow green. Now I have yet to try this one, but when I swatch it on my hand, like, it feels cute. But I'm just scared to try it, and I haven't heard anyone talk about it, so I'm kind of scared. But we will get into that. Alright guys, so for foundation today, I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC30, and I'm mixing it with a little bit of this By Terry Terribly Denseless foundation, which is ridiculously expensive, but ridiculously amazing, in shade 7 Golden Beige. And I'm just mixing these because, I don't know, I'm mixing them because my skin's a lot lighter than I'm used to, because I have not self-tanned in like over a month. Which I'm fine with, but it's just harder to get a good foundation match. So now, because I want to really incorporate the rose gold elixir, I'm going to be taking this and kind of mixing it with my foundation, as you see all over the gram. So I'm going to put some here, here, here. And then I'm taking my Real Techniques Face and Body Blender and kind of just stippling it in. And let's hope that it doesn't separate our foundation, because I haven't tried this. So what I am noticing is that you definitely should use a brush when doing this, because I don't know if you guys can see up here, there's actually gold flakes sitting there that haven't really mixed in. But overall, like, my skin looks good. It did definitely sheer out my foundation, but that's what happens anytime you mix an oil in. Now, all of you are going to be like, you should have used a brush with it, but I personally don't use makeup brushes for foundation, just because my skin type and what my skin usually goes through is a lot of peeling from my retinols and whatnot. So when I use a brush, it almost over exfoliates my skin, well, micro exfoliates my skin, and then it ends up getting peely and gross and streaky. So I never use a foundation brush, and if I do, it would be to stipple in and not even like blend it out. So that's just my personal preference, but if you use a foundation brush, I'm sure it would go in fine. Like, even now it looks fine, I just had to kind of move it around a little bit more. So overall it looks nice, but I do feel like it sheared it out a little more than I wanted it to. So off camera I'm going to do one more layer and then we will move on. So actually scratch the second layer of foundation, let's not do that. So what I'm going to do instead is I always see people's thumbnails on Instagram of using cream product and then they refresh it with the actual Farsali drop. So I'm going to use my rose gold elixir for this to refresh my MAC full coverage foundation, which can be a little bit of a harder cream. And this is basically just going to emulsify the product so you can move it around a lot better. I see a lot of people do this with the Anastasia cream contours, just because those are a very hard cream, so it just kind of emulsifies the product a bit and makes it easier to use, which honestly would be a good thing, but you could use any oil with that, it doesn't have to be this one. And then I'm just gonna go back in with my sponge and blend this out. And my face doesn't feel like crazy oily, obviously. If you use a ridiculous amount of the oil, it's actually gonna make your products break up and kind of work against you. So I would definitely use the oils in moderation when trying this out. So off camera, I'm going to finish off like my foundation and everything, because that's pretty much all I can really use these for as far as foundation until I move on to eyes. So I'm gonna do that off camera and I will be back to finish off trying out these products. Alright guys, so I did my eyeshadow off camera and I actually did a follow-up video on my Anastasia Subculture palette. Yeah, so that's that. And if you guys want to see anything about that or see my thoughts or anything, please check that out because it'll be up before this. And then for highlight today, I'm actually taking my fan brush from Real Techniques and my Anastasia Glow Kit, which this broke while traveling, which is fantastic because I loved it. But I'm taking this Real Techniques fan brush, which I really like for highlight because it's very like pinpoint highlight. I do feel like my skin isn't looking as good as it could because of the oils, and I feel like it kind of broke down my foundation a little bit. I do feel like I really had to heavily powder. Now the powder didn't react weird with it, but I feel like it didn't go on as good as it could. So that's just me. Personally, I would not mix the oil with my foundation. What I would do and opt out for is a liquid illuminator. I love the Anastasia ones currently to mix with my foundation to give more of a glow and just give a more sheer effect, but still nice and glowy. So that's that. Now, I did see that you can use your drops to intensify your highlight, but I don't feel comfortable putting an oil over my foundation to break it down further. So I'm taking just this fan brush and these two shades here, and I just hit right on top of the cheekbones. So the last thing that really applies to me most, because I do a lot of lips on my channel and on Instagram, is using the Rose Gold Elixir for my lips, which I see MUA Ashley do all the time. It just makes me want to like bathe in this. So now for lipstick, I'm just taking this Anastasia matte lipstick in the shade Dead Roses. And I really love this formula because it's matte and it's light on the lips and it's very long wearing. If you guys haven't seen my swatch video, I'd definitely check that out. Alright you guys, so my lashes are on and currently drying still, so that's why you can see a little bit of lash glue. These are actually, let me grab it, the Ace Beauté times MUA Ashley lashes. I love these because they're like hella long and I can itch my eyebrows with them. Like I can feel them and I love it. And I love long lashes, so funners. I love this, and so, okay. Let's break everything down really quick. So with the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir on my lips. Now it makes your lip glossier. Now that could be a good or bad thing because it is an oil and doesn't really sink into the lips. And I do notice that it is prone to transferring a lot more than if I left it matte. So there's a couple things you could do. You could apply this before you actually start getting ready and just have it on, then blot it, then apply your lipstick. But for me, it changes the formula, which could be a good or bad thing. A lot of people like putting hydrators underneath their matte lipsticks, but then it's not a matte lipstick anymore, if that makes sense. Because these by themselves are very matte. Now it's glossy and more prone to transfer. So I'm gonna kiss the back of my hand. It comes off a lot more than it would as compared to when it's matte. And even when I kiss the back of my hand, it's still relatively glossy. I will say that it is very easy to glide on. It is very comfortable. I did not use a liquid lipstick and use this on top because for me, when I have tried that, it actually makes the liquid lipstick gloopy, breaks it down, and makes it feel sticky, and that's not really something I want in a liquid lipstick. I much rather use a very nice hydrator before, blot it off, and then put a liquid lipstick on. So that's the reason for that. And yeah, so the things I do like this under foundation. I do not like this mixed in with foundation. If you have a very thick foundation that you do want to sheer out, this would be a good option. I would do strictly one drop and mix it in very well. I would use it with a brush because if you don't use a brush or swiping motion with your beauty blender, the flakes actually sit on your skin. So I actually had to kind of rub, like kind of pat down with my beauty blender, well my Real Technique sponge, so that it would actually kind of disintegrate into the skin basically. So that's that. This I really do like. I genuinely love this because I do like the way my makeup goes on top. I can use an actual pore filling primer on top. With this one, if I tried to put a pore filling primer on top of an oil, it would literally ball up and just not work. So yeah. So overall, I definitely think this one is a lot more worth the hype than this one is, because for me, I just come across a lot more problems with this than this. It's not saying that this is not a nice product. It is, it's great. But I do think that for my everyday, this definitely fits in a lot smoother than this one does. And that's just my personal preference. I am definitely going to look into trying this and maybe look up some reviews and see if anyone's actually really liked it. Just to see and do my research before so I don't F up my skin further. And yeah, I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys like this kind of like testing out but going through the motions type of video. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. Overall, I really do love the Farsali line as a whole. I do think they are a bit pricey for an oil, but it is a luxe item, especially when you have actual gold flakes inside, and it's a good amount of gold flakes and not just like one or two. Like you get a good amount of actual gold flakes, which is great. It's bougie. I love it. We're good to go. So I will have everything linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for chilling with me. Let me know if you guys like this background. I know that you can see my hand in the background, which is fun times. Like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you then.